Alright, guys. I'm shooting this video now. Hold on. Focus. Hold on a second. Doing this old fashioned way, just got you propped up. And it doesn't focus unless I get really close. Alright, well, I don't feel like sitting bent over. We'll do this. How about that? Y'all don't need to see me. This video was intended to be a follow-up from a video I posted a little bit ago, shot on the way home from work. And as I was getting into YouTube, I went to check on that. And I don't see it up now. It just got posted about 2 hours ago, and it was up. And I deleted the actual recording out of my phone library because I had several in there that were taking up a lot of room. But I know it was definitely up, so that should have affected it. So I think it got taken down. I can't imagine why. There's no reason why it should have. It was no different than any of my other videos. What it was on was, and I titled it Oath Keepers, I think, because it was to law enforcement. It was a message to law enforcement. So I'll go over that pretty quick, and then I'll add in some of the things I've thought of since. I'm at my grandpa's house right now. We actually just got him moved out over the past few weeks. We're doing work on it right now. Not related, but just small stuff, getting stuff out and stuff we're keeping and whatever. Because my brother and his wife are actually going to move into this and run it for possibly a couple years, and then who knows? I'd save some money that way, and they've got another kid on the way, so they're going to be raising 2 babies in it, and just a good deal for them. So, which is nice because no one's ready to let go of the house if we don't have to. I want you to see me a little bit. So, Oath Keepers. This is a friendly reminder, not an accusation. Police, first off, I stand with you. I support you. Many of us do, don't forget that. And we will stand shoulder to shoulder with you, even if it comes to doing that physically. Real talk. You took an oath. Your job is not to protect us, not to serve us. That is legally not your job. That is literally, by definition, not your job. It has been declared in Supreme Court, last I heard, at least 3 times, to not be the job of law enforcement to protect us. They are law enforcement. And even if it was about wanting to protect us, they can't. Whenever you need help, you are only 7, 12 minutes away or something. I love y'all. We need cops. We need them now more than ever. It is not y'all's job to protect us. Y'all are law enforcement, right? And murder is against the law. How many people have been killed in the midst of all this craziness going on? Wherever you've been. I love all you. But you have a duty, a sacred duty and a responsibility to the people of this nation. You took an oath. And this oath matters now more than ever. You did not join the police 4-1 times were good. You want to help people, right? Maybe some of you want to be a hero. Guess what? You're not. What you agreed and signed on to do matters now more than ever. We need you now more than ever. We are all counting on you. Many people have been abandoned. And your solution is to what? Walk out? Quit? How does that help anyone? Including you. Walking out, quitting the job does not help this country, and it will not fix the issues. It will not help you and yours. All it's going to do is make it more dangerous for all of us, including you and your loved ones. You're allowing crime to take over this country. You're allowing mainly the left to take over this country using the mob. You're allowing them. Years from now, when we look back, we're going to ask, where was I? People are going to look at us and ask, where were you when they took over our country? From the inside. Why didn't you do anything? That was your job. Walking out does nothing. In fact, you're only giving them what they want. First of all, if you have quit, if you've walked out, please go back to work tomorrow. Find a way back on. If they won't let you, go to another department. Find another job. Work private security, armed security. In the cities, in bad neighborhoods where people need your help. Be honorable. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. The command structure right now is not honorable, not worth honoring by obeying them, obeying their authority, adhering to the rules, cooperating with them. I get it. I get why we want to walk out, and I get why that seems like a great idea. But understand, and I know you know this, we all have brains in our head. You're only giving them what they want. If they will not take you back, go find another job somewhere else. Why did you join up if you're going to quit as soon as things get real, as soon as they get serious and hard? And it can get much worse than this, folks. And guess what? If no one wants you, then do your job, even if it's not your profession anymore. It's who you are, right? Go out into the streets with your boys, with your mans and them, with your neighbors, whatever you want to call them. Stand against these clowns out there. Show them we will not back down. Show the government on both sides we will not back down. And if you do that, countless more of us will remember what kind of men and women you are, and we will stand with you. Understand, I don't want that. I don't want that kind of violence. But if it comes to it, I mean, sooner or later, something's going to have to be done. Hopefully, we don't get to that point because something else is done before then. But reach down between your legs. Those are your balls or your lady balls. Remember what they feel like. Use those. Let them point you in the direction you need to go, which is back to doing your job. Whatever that looks like. People's lives are being destroyed. I say lives because it's not just their livelihood. People are actually losing their lives in this. And then you have these police brutality cases, which whether they are or aren't, that's different debate for another time. But y'all need to stop this. I understand the complexity of training. I understand police aren't military and they aren't trained like military and they're trained for kill. I understand that they can't be trained for that complexity and they should change that, but then they need a lot more equipment. They need to do things a lot differently to train police better. And then you have the question, do we want to turn our police into localized military police and have a militarized policing force? I mean, because once you hit that, you can't go back. Do we want to sacrifice what we believe in, stand for, just to keep ourselves safe? But we need to stop shooting. We need to stop the killing. When I see that you have a few options there, we can either wait and do nothing. Let these criminals who the police are killing, let them do something, because then they'll actually show their killers in the media, mainly, but it's on both sides, but mainly the left media. They won't be able to use it. If you have brutal footage of a criminal being a criminal, they're not going to be able to twist that any way they want. Or you can just do nothing. And unfortunately, I think some people are going to have to take bullet. I mean, that's the thing. This is a war. And before it ends, it's going to end. Someday it'll be over, and someday soon. But before it does, a lot more people are going to have to die. Unfortunately. That may be you. That may be me. We all need to be all right with that. I'm not saying you have to want it. I'm not saying you have to like it. But we're adults, and we can't move on until we accept what we have ahead of us. How are we going to face it successfully? How are we going to tamp this down if we can't even face the facts? Stop shooting these people. It doesn't help. You're just giving them what they want. You're giving the media more fodder. You know what would really work? Wait till the last minute. Wait for them to shoot first. In this most recent case, the guy was reaching into the vehicle for something. First of all, that was not a good shoot as far as I've seen so far. Okay, guys, we need to train to control our fears so we can think and react better. But again, police is not military. They're not trained to that complexity. I get that. They're not trained to be able to hit legs. You don't need to shoot someone 7 times. If they're coming at you and they're possibly high on something and it takes that many rounds to put them down, that's one thing. But shooting someone in the back 7 times, whether they're high or not, I mean, even if they are high, they're not charging you. You don't need to put them down. If they're getting away and you're trying to stop them, if you shoot them at all, 1 time, just to slow them down so you can catch them. Go for the leg if you're a good enough shot. Most officers won't be on a moving target, even if they're just moving straight ahead of you. Except maybe SWAT officers that have more military style training. I mean, come on, guys. And there was an officer, and I believe he was the one who ended up shooting this guy, standing right behind him as he reached into the vehicle. The officer was here against the side of the car. This guy walked around and said, I think I heard that he said he was going to grab an AR now. And he went to the driver's door, reached in, It looked like he was reaching for the dashboard. So the cop here should have been able to see. They said he reached into the darkness. The darkness of the car? It was the middle of the daylight. Now, the car looked a little dark. It definitely had blacked out windows. But this guy back here should have at least been able to see. Even if he couldn't see what it was, he could see if he had his hand on something or not. Enough to at least guess that, no, that doesn't look like a weapon, and just pay attention and wait for a second to see what he pulls out and then blast him. You're standing behind him. You're still safe. Even if that means he gets one guy. When you have 4, 5, 6, 7 cops around, he may get one shot off, but the rest of you are going to blow him away. The guy behind him has the ability to wait till he sees clearly what this guy pulls out. And then the guy would have had to turn around while clearing the driver door. This guy would not have gotten a shot off. You could have safely waited to see what he had in his hands and still prevented anyone from being shot, except for him. From what I've seen so far, I haven't gotten to put any research into this newest incident. I saw footage of it last night. They stopped the footage and turned to still frame once the guy reached in the video into the vehicle, and you only heard the audio from there. But it was clear what happened. The problem with these instances is the full footage isn't being released for whatever reason. Is that the police departments? Is that the media getting their hands on it? Is it the policy coming down from the powers that be over to the police department heads? I don't know. No one but them knows. But look at the George Floyd incident. How long did it take for the full video to get released? If you don't give in and give them what they want by just coming out and shooting the person before you really have an absolute reason to, and I understand the levels of force, I know how hard it is. I'm not trying to sound insensitive. It's ridiculous. But if you wait until there's no way that they'll look like anything other than the bad guy on the footage, then the left cannot use that. They cannot warp it. They can't edit it. They can't do whatever. And if someone at your department, for whatever reason, whether it's their choice or someone above them, tells you, don't turn in your camera, don't release that footage, don't whatever, then leak it. And don't leak it to the mainstream media, even the right-wing media. Just get it out on the internet somehow. Some of you may have connections with hackers. Maybe you've arrested them. Have them put it out. Truth hackers, whatever. Anonymous. Send it to someone. Get it to someone. Have them put it out, and in 2 minutes that thing's viral. Everyone's seen it. Everyone's seen the whole thing. They will not be able to fight that because they can't control it. I'm not saying be leakers, but if they've given you no other choice and they are dishonest and dishonorable, you do not need to honor them by following rules. If the rule of law is gone, then you fight the rules that are left. They are not being honorable. You do not have to follow them. They go low, you go lower. And you shouldn't. Sad thing is they're using fear to control you. Fear of your job, fear of termination, fear of suspension, fear of reprimand. Do not worry about that. If you are the kind of person you said you were when you signed up, you should not care about that. At the end of the day, what do you want to be remembered for? Someone who did something, or someone that will never be remembered because they were pansy and they were just like everyone else and just let it happen? You are better than that, and we need you now more than ever. If you show me you're willing to stand up, I will gladly stand with you. Have a good evening, y'all.